All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Uh, Usually I do my videos in the garage, but lately my homie next door, he's been off work for a few days, so he's doing a lot of bike detailing in his garage and outside. So his music and I can hear the his tools and shit. So I can't do it in the garage because it fucks up you can hear it through the microphone. So anyways, so I decided to do it in the house today. Um, this video is just a video about something I saw today on YouTube. There's another guy that's I don't like calling it prison genre. I call it the Chicano genre. Um, but you know he's part. They will they will put him in that category though because I guess because he's been in prison and shit like that. But he does some kind of fitness channel. I think they call him High Power Fitness. He's from Almonte, but I seen his video. I sometimes I'll watch his videos here and there. Like I said, he does something I think has to do with like fitness, helping people to get fit and shit like that. I'm not, you know, into that, so I usually will scroll through his video because like half his video he's talking about the fitness stuff. But lately I've been noticing like he talks about certain things, so he talks with dubs like I talk with dubs. He talks with dubs, but I guess the video was more about how you know people come on YouTube and they'll start trolling you and talking shit, and he's starting, I guess, starting to see that's what happens. People will do that. Um, I myself have gotten it. I've been on YouTube for close to 2 years maybe, but I don't make videos every day like I used to, or even every week because YouTube is not. It's more of a hobby to me than it is um, me trying to make a living out of it. I'm not trying to make a living out of it. I have a job. I'm a teamster. I make decent money. My wife makes decent money at her job in the medical field. So, this is just like more of a hobby to me. So I'm not trying to make money off of it. I am monetized, but I don't care about making money off it. I do it because I want to do it. I guess, he's more into the fitness thing. So of course, he wants to make money off of it. But the thing is that he's seen how these people come along and they'll start talking shit in your comments. And again, it has happened to me, but it doesn't happen to me the way it does to all the other guys. And maybe it's because I don't make a lot of videos, or maybe because I'm not talking about, prison shit. Um, but when it does happen, I don't get involved in it like the other guys do. A lot of these other guys, and they're my age and older, they get involved in all that shit. They get and they say how a lot of them will say how they're real or they're I'm too old for this shit and yada yada yada, but yet they're still doing it. They're still um, going back and forth with people on the internet. You know what I mean? And I don't understand it. Again, I don't do this all the time, and there's people that don't know who I am that are part of the Chicano genre. They don't know who I am because I'm not doing the same shit that they're doing. I don't do all the prison shit. I don't talk about any of that stuff. Those things that they talk about. I don't talk about any of that stuff. And I don't go back and forth with people. I understand though. This is my. This is like a. This is like a. My advice to that guy. Don't get involved in that. You're trying to make a business out of what you're doing. The fitness thing, that's cool. Trying to help people out, and you got to of course you got to make money. If you're good at something, you should be paid for it. So you want to help people out and you want to make some money. You want to make some money off YouTube, and you want to make money with the fitness thing. cool, do your thing, but don't get involved in the back and forth shit with these people. You know what I mean? Again, he's I think he's my age, or he might be a little bit older than me. I'm 50, um, and he's been busted and all that shit like that. So we know, how to how to um conduct ourselves. But again, there's the other guys that have same age, older. They say the same thing. This is how we can, but they're still we conduct ourselves this way. We know how to conduct ourselves, but yet they're still doing the same thing. You know, in my opinion, I look at that when they do that, and I say, hey, you might as well just go ahead and get some tight jeans with the holes in them, sag them, get the Edgar haircut, start using the N word, and start acting like these young motherfuckers because you're doing the same exact thing that they're doing. Even though you say that you don't get down like that, and you know they use the same terms as far like you hear them saying running fades and know what the fuck that is, checking in, don't know what the fuck that is. You know what I mean? I know what they're saying, but we don't talk like that. We don't all that running fade shit. That's all these young kids. But these guys are saying that, or they're saying the shit like checking in. Where the fuck do you get that from? When the hell have we ever, our people ever done that? We went wherever we wanted to. All that checking in stuff and just using those words. You know what I mean? Using those words, or you start to use the prison terms out here. And they're constantly saying it like crash out and what's the other one that they're constantly using right now? There's another one that I can't remember there's another word that they're constantly using. It's a prison term, but even these older guys are using it now out here. They weren't talking. You weren't saying that shit last year, 2 years ago, but now one person said it, boom. Now they're all saying it. They're all using the same terms. I don't talk like that. You know what I mean? I don't go back and forth with people. And so my advice to him is don't get involved whatsoever with that shit. That's why nobody really knows who I am, because I don't get involved in that shit. If I do get somebody saying negative shit on my post, I just delete it. There's no reason for me to respond to that person and have a pissing contest. First of all, I don't know who that person is. Could be a young dude, could be older. I don't know. I don't care. Because on YouTube, I don't. As far as I know, you can't go through profiles and shit like that. So, I can't see who the fuck that really is. They might have a picture of themselves, but you don't know who the fuck that is. So even if I did know who it was, if I know who it was, I'll contact them. I wouldn't sit here on the fucking YouTube in the comments or make a video about somebody talking shit about them. You know what I mean? The thing is, the negativity is the only thing that's going to sell for you. He could probably make money with your fitness stuff and the guidance and stuff like that, but it's not going to do as well as if you do negative shit. Learn from the other guys and see what they're going through and all the shit that they're going through and how silly they make themselves look on the internet. When I see it, I'm like, God damn. You keep talking about how you're not that kind of person, that you don't get down like that, but that's exactly what you're doing. You're doing the exact same thing that you say that you don't get down like that. You start mentioning names. The thing is, like I said, I've been on this YouTube thing for maybe close to 2 years, something like that. Because I started when I found out that I had cancer, and that was November of 2022. And so I started a little bit after that. So maybe it's close to 2 years now. But I don't be going back and forth with motherfuckers and mention their names unless it's in the good way. You know what I mean? Like Dubs. I talked to him. He's as far as I'm concerned, he's cool. I don't hear nothing. I haven't heard nothing bad about him. I haven't heard nothing bad about him streetwise. Motherfuckers got a lot of shit to say, but the dudes that have shit to say, they ain't no good. So why would you listen to them? You know what I mean? I'm not living on the streets no more. I'm not into the gang shit no more. But I still know what the fuck is going on. I still know people. I still keep my ears to the street, wondering what's going on, making sure, I still know what's going on. And not one person from down here has ever said, "Oh, I do this piece of shit." Nobody. I've never heard that. And so, except there's one guy on YouTube from down here that has said shit. But again, he's another one of them guys that's just, you don't even mention their fucking name. They don't exist anymore. So why would you listen to that person? So I don't listen to that shit. I don't care what that dude has to say. Because you're no good. So you, right off the bat, I ain't listening to anything you gotta say about somebody else. You don't fucking exist anymore. Your name doesn't get mentioned anymore. You're no one. Just like the rest of them dudes, and most of them are from Northern California. But so yeah, I'm not on YouTube like all the time, but look, if somebody was talking shit about me, one of the other YouTubers and shit, in the Chicano culture or the genre, I know two people that are on YouTube, like, that have nice sized pages. Dubs is one of them, and there's somebody else. I won't say his name, but I know who he is. I've talked to him before. I can get in contact with him. So if there was a YouTuber that was talking all kinds of shit, I'm not gonna make no video about it. I'm not gonna mention their name in the video. I can get a hold of one of these dudes and, hey, check it out, man. You know this guy. You know how to contact him. Do me a favor and contact him. Give me my phone number. Tell him to give me a call. I want to talk to him. I'm not gonna make no videos. I'm not gonna do all that shit. I'm gonna talk to that person. We're gonna talk, me and that person. You know what I mean? And I would rather talk to that person face to face, because I already know how these YouTubers are. I see them. I see what they do. They record your conversations. If these guys, they're notorious for that shit. They record conversations, or they'll try to video. They do all kinds of fucking way out shit. Because why? Because the negativity sells. That's how you're gonna make your money. So my advice to that guy: don't get involved in it at all. Get your clientele, do it little by little, make your way little by little. But it's tempting though. After a while, it's gonna get tempting to talk shit about another YouTuber. Because that's how you make your money. Watch how they're doing it. Most YouTubers in the Chicano genre, either they're getting along with each other or they're shitting on each other. Getting along with each other, Dubs knows. Making positive videos, he says it all the time. Making positive videos, talking about a person in a positive way, saying, oh, this person did this person did that, he helped out the community, blah. Like he was talking about that rapper Lefty. He did this, he did that for the community, but nobody gives a fuck. They want the negativity. Oh, he's on dope, he's a fucking retard, he's this, he's that. That's what they want. The negativity is what they want. They don't give a fuck about what you do positive. You want to do fitness, you want to help people with fitness and to get their shit together, they don't want to hear that shit. Now, if you go and start talking shit about that other fucking dude that does fitness, that big dude, or those big dudes that, that everybody's talking about, there's where your money's going to be. Shit on them, and you're going to make your money. If you don't mention them, you're not going to get the views. If you mention them in a positive way, you're not going to get your views. You have to fucking do negativity. Whatever other people are doing, that's on them. And again, it gets tempting. It gets tempting. Sometimes it gets tempting to fucking go at it with a motherfucker on when they're saying stupid shit. A few months back, it was like maybe like 2 months ago. I never brought it up. I never really said nothing about it. But one dude goes into my comments of my YA video, because again, I ain't never been to prison, and I'm glad I ain't never went to prison. And I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. I did YA time. I caught an 8-year case and I went to YA in the early 90s. But I never went to prison. And but this dude jumps in the comments. I don't know who he is, but he puts in the comments, And it wasn't. I don't. It's kind of a negative comment, but I think he was trying to be impress the other motherfuckers that were in the comments. You know what I mean? And the comment was something about when I was in YA, and he had threw his YA number out there, and his YA number was, I think it was close to the 9,000s or in the 9,000s. So it might have been toward the end of Youth Authority when they were closing the Youth Authority. He might have been in at that time because I'm in the early 6,000s, and I went in 1990. So he was like maybe in the 9,000s. But anyways, because I didn't max out in YA, I got out and went on parole, and I finished my time on parole. This guy says when I was in YA, all of us that were with the business, we all maxed out our time. And I'm like, well, who the fuck are you trying to impress? First of all, I don't know you, so I don't even know if that's fucking true. But it's impossible. Not everybody you knew, maxed out their YA time. Just they trying to make it seem like bigger than what it was, and I'm like, okay, big fucking deal. Even if you did, not everybody else, if you did all your YA time, big fucking deal. Who cares? Who are you impressing with? You went to a juvenile facility and you did all your time. Who the fuck are you impressing with that? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So what? But it's impossible. Not everybody that you knew went to YA and did all their fucking time. But anyway, that was his comment. I didn't go back and forth. I just delete that shit because that's what I do. If somebody says some stupid shit, I just delete it. I'm not going to go back and forth with that person because that's what they want. That's what they want. They want you to go back and forth. People want you to, they're going to keep poking at you and poking at you and poking at you. They do the shit to Dubs all the time. He tries to maintain his fucking cool all the time. He says it himself. Eventually he's going to fucking bite back. And he does. Sometimes he'll come out and start saying what he has to say. And then he'll go back fucking dormant for a while. He'll leave it alone. And then boom, he'll come back out again because they keep fucking poking him. You know what I mean? And me, I just let it go. I let it go, you know what I mean? Because if any of these motherfuckers had anything to say, they can get a hold of that dude. They can get a hold of that dude and fucking be like, hey man, I want to talk to that guy. Fuck it. But he has the right to tell him, yeah, I can get in contact with him for you. But just know he's gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. Because that's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. What the fuck you think I'm gonna get on the phone and argue with you? Text message you and argue with you? You fucking stupid or what? You know what I mean? You ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I mean? So what the fuck? Well, why would I sit here and do all that shit with you? You know what I mean? You ain't gonna take it to the fucking dirt. So why the fuck would I do anything with you? You know what I mean? You're gonna just want to argue and shit and record conversations and all that little dumb shit you do, and record interactions with each other because that's what some of these guys will do. You know what I mean? They're not gonna show up by themselves to meet up with you. Why would you go through all that? It makes no sense. So my advice is don't respond to not one of those guys. Don't get on there and fucking start with the fingers, and be just like them, and then start disrespecting one another and shit. If you got a fucking problem with somebody, you can go to him or you can go to another guy and get a hold of that dude if you got a problem with it. That's the way it's supposed to be done. But nowadays, that's not the way they do things. Nowadays, they want to talk shit on the internet. You know what I mean? And it's not just the young motherfuckers. The young motherfuckers are sucking in the older dudes. And the older dudes are doing the same shit, and they're talking the same fucking way. So again, you might as well just cut your hair with the fucking bowl cut and start sagging your pants and start using the N-word because you're acting just like them. You act just like them. And I fucking refuse to do that. And I'm telling you, there's guys out there that are, I can see that by his numbers, he has like 3,000 followers, 3,000.7 followers. The fitness guy. I know he sees all the fucking different Chicano YouTubers. And they're pretty much all doing the same thing. But it's the negative. There's no positive. So what you're trying to do is positive. It can be done, but it takes more time as far as the monetization and making money and shit like that. Making money outside the YouTube with fitness and shit like that, it's gonna still take time because you're doing it through YouTube and you're not being negative. But I'm telling you, it's gonna keep coming and keep coming. I get it here and there. I just delete it. I don't respond to it. I don't make a comment next to it. There's even some that I will just like them. I'll like it. I like the comment. I don't give a fuck what you say. Because that's what they're doing. They're fishing. They're fishing. They're throwing the hook out there and they're seeing if you're gonna bite. Eventually the motherfucker's gonna catch a fish. Keep throwing the line out there and keep reeling it in. That's what they're doing. They want to get to you. And then once you get reeled in, it's hard to fucking get away. You're gonna start going back and forth. You're gonna have no other choice because you already crossed that fucking line. And once you cross that line, you're just like them anyway, so might as well just do it. Once you cross the line, you might as well continue. Because you fucked up already. If any of these other YouTubers decide they want to just do nothing but positive shit, stop talking shit about other people and just decide, you know what, I'm going to be positive and do positive videos for the community, for our people, to keep people out of prison, whatever. They're gonna lose their followers. They're gonna lose their money. And some of these guys do it for the money. They cannot lose their money. That's their revenue. They have to continue to do things in a negative way. Once they got reeled in with it, they had to continue. Me, like I said, it's been almost 2 years and you don't see me fucking out there doing that shit, arguing with other motherfuckers on YouTube. I refuse to do that shit. I'll get a hold of you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do all that shit talking on the YouTube and fucking make videos about you. And unless it's something positive, I'm not going to make videos about somebody. If I'm not willing to fucking go to the dirt with you, then why the fuck am I sit here and talk about you? I'd rather just go outside. We can go outside in the alleyway. I'd rather do that than to talk shit on YouTube about you. Fuck the money. You know what I mean? I'd rather go outside with you than fucking make money. That's the way that I was raised. You don't talk shit like that. You don't do those kind of things. You got a fucking problem with somebody, you go find that person and you deal with it. That's how I kept myself out of fucking jail for so long when I was doing my thing. And that comes to the other part of the video is I see how some YouTubers in the prison genre, how they try to make it seem like, and this is for people that have not been to fucking prison. This is mainly for you, that you Citizen Joe people that watch these videos that are so interested in the prison shit. Some of these guys make it seem like they are better than the motherfuckers that never went to prison. You know what I mean? Like they were the top dogs from their neighborhood because they were in prison. If that's the case, you got, say, a neighborhood that has 200 fucking guys and 20 of them are in prison. That means 180 guys still on the street. That means the 180 guys were a bunch of fucking weenies, not doing shit because their top 20 guys were in prison. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. But some of these guys, not all of them, some of these guys that did prison time make it seem like, yeah, we were the top dog. That's not, no, you got caught, motherfucker. You got caught. You commit a crime and you got caught and you went to fucking prison. I know personally, people that have 1, 2, 3 notches on their belt that never went to prison, that still stayed on the street. Either they were lucky or they were slick with what they were doing, but they got away with it. They were getting away with it. Back in the days, it was easy to get away with shit like that. Your ass got caught. But that doesn't mean that those guys are the toughest motherfuckers on the block. That's not what that means. That means. All right, sorry about that. My GoPro cut out. For anybody that's doing YouTube videos, don't buy a GoPro. They suck. They'll do a 20-minute video, whatever, and they'll overheat on you, and it fucks everything all up. It cuts your videos. So yeah, don't. And I got a newer GoPro, is it number 12, I think, and bought all these accessories for it, and come to find out it'll overheat within like 20 minutes, unless you're doing like short videos and stop and start, and you give it time to cool off. If you want to do a 30-minute video, you can't. It's gonna overheat on you. You can't have a fan hitting it because you're gonna hear it through the microphone. So um, it's not like you can use anything to cool it down. It's just gonna overheat. So yeah, I would suggest don't buy a GoPro. I use when I usually do my video, I do it on a laptop with a smaller laptop style camera. But there's other good cameras out there that don't overheat like GoPros. But anyways, like I was saying, um, for the people that are so interested in all this prison shit, you know, don't think that because these other guys make it seem like a lot of these other guys make it seem like only the best of the best were in prison type shit. That's not fucking true. That's not true. Some of the guys will say shit like that, where they'll say something like, "Yeah, uh, all the real ones got busted." That's not true. All, what they're saying is the rest of their homeboys were a bunch of weenies, that they were nobodies, they weren't shit, and they're not gonna say that. Ask them that. So does that mean all your homeboys were punks? The rest of them were punks because they never went to prison? Not true. Some of them knew how to get away with shit. And again, like I said, back in the days, it was so much easier to get away with everything. There was no cameras. People followed different rules. The neighbors didn't even say shit. The people on your block didn't say shit. When I was running around the streets when I was younger and I was doing my thing, people on the block knew to keep their fucking mouth shut, because if they got one of us busted, you got another 50, 60 other dudes that's going to come over to your house and light the motherfucker on fire. You know what I mean? Or they're going to, when you come out one day to leave, and they're gonna light your ass up. So the neighbors were afraid to say anything. People weren't telling on everybody like they do now. Um, Telling on people is a trend. Nobody gives a fuck that you're a punk. Nobody gives a fuck that you're a snitch. Nobody gives a fuck that you're a dropout or any of those other things. They don't care. They'll still talk to you. They're still cool with you. Do you see me doing that? No, I don't do that. I don't associate with none of those dudes that have that kind of shit on them. Um, and it has. Again, I'm not on the street. I don't live that life, but I don't want to be associated with that kind of person. I don't want to be associated with that kind of person right now. Out here on the street. The same guys that will tell you that, oh, I don't give a fuck if this dude's a fucking snitch. He snitched on people or whatever. He don't care that this dude's a rat. He was in prison and he was a rat and all this shit. He ratted to get out and all the things. And I don't care. That's prison shit. I don't give a fuck. Ask that same person if at their job they got a motherfucker over at the job, because like I got one at my job. There's a dude at my job. He's a snake. He's a snitch. He tells on anybody he can. If you say anything wrong to him, he goes to HR. He'll complain. He'll try to get you in trouble. He'll try to get you fired. That's just the way that this motherfucker is. Everybody knows him. Not one person at work likes him. People don't like talking to him. I've never said one fucking word to this dude. I've been at the company for a few years now. I have never talked to that guy one time because I know what he does. I know how he acts. I know he tries to get people fired and takes people to HR and shit like that. He feels offended. And he's a Chicano dude. But if you say something to him and he feels offended, he'll go to HR on you, have your ass up in the office. That's just the way he is. He's a rat. Now, you ask any of these other guys that say, I don't give a fuck what this guy did in prison, or he's a snitch in prison. You ask them if there's a dude at your work and he's like that, he's a rat and he tries to get you fired and gets all your homies, try to get all your homies and all your other coworkers fired, because that's the kind of person that he is. Is he invited to the fucking carne asada on the weekend? They say, fuck no, fuck that dude. He's a fucking rat. But so you're still following the same kind of rules. You don't want to deal with a rat motherfucker, you know what I mean? So on the streets, so I don't want to deal with that motherfucker at my job. I ain't said one word to that dude since I've been there. Not one word, not one hello, not one good morning, not one thank you, not one excuse me, nothing. I don't say nothing to that dude. He doesn't fucking exist to me at work. So why the hell would I do it for another motherfucker that did the same shit when he was locked up and got other people fucking busted, more time and shit like that, so he can come home? Or because he went and decided, I don't want to do this no more, and he goes and flips it, and he don't want to do it no more. See, you wouldn't do that with the motherfucker here on the street. Somebody that's doing that shit to you at your job. You got a fucking neighbor that's constantly calling the cops on you and shit because you park your car in front of their house or you make noise or whatever the fuck it is. That person's a fucking rat. You don't want to associate with him. You don't talk to him or her. You call them a fucking rat. When you see them, you're like, fuck them. You maybe drive by, flip them off. Maybe you do shit on purpose just to fucking annoy them. You do the same shit to these people here on the street. So that's my point. Why the fuck would I associate with them dudes that I know that are on YouTube that do those kind of things? That's the reason why I don't associate with those guys. That's the reason why I would never go back and forth with them, because us guys that are in our 50s and shit like that, we know. You don't talk to them because they should not. You treat them like they don't exist anymore. Just like if my neighbor was a fucking asshole calling the cops on me, to me he doesn't exist to me. Fuck that dude. His house could be on fucking fire, and I wouldn't do shit. I go right back to bed. Fuck him. I don't care. But your whole fucking house can burn down with everybody, and I don't care because you're a fucking snitch and you try to get me in trouble. Or the motherfucker at my job that likes to run his mouth and get people caught up. He fucking falls out of his truck at work and busts his leg, cracks his fucking head open, and I see him. I'll drive right past him. I don't give a fuck. That's what you get. You're a fucking rat. I don't associate with you. You don't fucking exist to me anymore. You can fucking die right there next to your truck, and the neighbor can burn in his fucking house for all I care. I don't give a shit because you're a piece of shit. It goes the same thing with those people. I see the same thing the same way. So I don't associate with them. I don't mention them by name. None of that shit. I stay the fuck away from that. If they were to ever do anything about me, I don't give a fuck because in my mind they don't exist to me. I can't argue with a motherfucker that don't exist to me. I can't argue with a motherfucker that's on a phone, pushing little buttons, talking shit. I can't do that. Got a problem with me? Get a hold of me. But I'm not gonna do that dumb shit. So that, to me, that's my advice to that dude from a month. Like, don't get sucked in, man. Little by little, I can see different videos that you're coming out with, and I kind of feel like maybe you might end up, getting hooked because you're gonna see that that's where the money's at. You can make a lot of money on YouTube. You can make a lot of money for your little fitness thing that you're doing, or your mental health, or whatever it is you do. But it's gonna come at a cost for you. You're gonna make some money, but you're gonna fucking lose too. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't get involved in it, man. Just leave it alone. Do your thing. Let it grow, on its own, little by little. But don't let these fucking dudes in the comments and what the other dudes do and how they fucking make their money get to you, to lower yourself from what you and me know is the wrong way to go. We know that's not, we're not supposed to do that. But I can kind of see, like, maybe, you might be a little bit on the edge of it, you know what I mean? And don't let them get you caught up. I don't give a fuck. Motherfucker can go and make a full fucking 1 hour length video, and I'm not gonna say I don't give a shit. I'll laugh at it. You're like, I don't give a fuck. Obviously you're a fucking clown because you can call that dude Dubs, get a hold of Dubs, send Dubs a message. He can get a hold of me. You know what I mean? If you're willing to fucking go through all that shit, make a whole 1 hour fucking video or half hour video talking shit about me, Why don't you call that guy and say, hey, can you get a hold of this guy for me? And he can call me and say, hey, can I give this dude your number? Yeah, give it to him. You know, you wasted a whole half hour, 1 hour making a fucking video when they get on the phone with you and tell you what the fuck you want. Well, you go fuck yourself. Now what? We have a fucking 2 minute conversation. You didn't have to do all the whole fucking video thing and waste your time editing all that shit. I'll tell you to go fuck yourself as soon as I get on the phone with you. You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do nothing. So go fuck yourself. And that's it. Conversation's over. I gotta go back and forth with you. So my thing is, my advice to you is just don't do it. Don't do it, man, because there's there's money in it, but at what cost? To be like everybody else, you know what I mean? And as far as I'm concerned, a lot of these guys, they make our people look bad. They make our people look bad with what they're doing, man, because all the shit talk, in my opinion, and again, I say what I feel. I say what I feel. I don't give a fuck if anybody likes it or not. That's not our people's thing. We were never like that. We go out and do what we had to do. That was the other people's thing. To run their mouths, talk all that shit, and be loud. Just like these young fucking YouTubers that are Chicanos that are on YouTube. How they run their mouth, talk a lot of shit. But that's all they do. They run their mouth and talk a lot of shit. Like the motherfucking people do. That's their thing. And you're making us look bad by doing that kind of shit. So, that these young motherfuckers and these older dudes that are doing that kind of shit, you're making us look. I watch it and I say, fuck. I can't believe these fucking guys are doing this kind of shit. That they're going back and forth with each other like that. You know what I mean? Or going back and forth with some young fucking dude. That's not my thing. You ain't gonna ever see me doing that. You ain't gonna see me out here fucking arguing with another fucking YouTuber. That's fucking stupid. You ain't gonna see me arguing in the comments with a motherfucker. You go through my comments and look through my comments, do all my comments, do all my videos, 100-something videos there, and see where I'm going back and forth with some dumb motherfucker. You don't see it. You probably won't even see a negative comment in them. I delete that shit. I don't leave negative comments on that. I just delete it. That's it. I don't give a fuck. But anyways, that's the video. I hope that you don't, that other YouTuber doesn't get himself sucked into all the bullshit. The money's not worth it. But I hope, you have a lot of success with whatever you're trying to do. But it'll take time. It's gonna take time because you're not doing negative shit right now. Again, you want to make money, follow the other guys and see what they're doing. There's money in it, but there's no money in you being positive. That's up to you though. So, anyways, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.